channel, everybody. And to the people working at Myers and the people shopping at Myers, all of you guys giving me dirty looks for riding a bicycle through the store, mind your business. Mind your business. But anyway, if you guys remember a while back here on the channel, we put actually just a couple videos back, we put a leveling kit on our 08 LMM Duramax. Our girl Lana, we're actually driving her right now. I've gotten quite a few questions on CV angles, how does it ride, all that fun stuff. So we live here in Southwest Michigan. Our roads are dog shit to begin with. So this will be a really good test, but also you're going to need to take this test with a grain of sand, because if you guys saw that video or go back on that video, I mentioned that I wasn't replacing the shocks, and that's because we're putting the truck away for winter time. So my truck is going to ride shittier than those who put the, you know, the longer shocks on, because right now mine are bottomed out, or maxed out rather. So they kind of, it's a little bit of a rougher ride than what it could be. So just keep that in mind. For the most part, I mean, it rides pretty good. It doesn't run as, or, you know, ride down the road as plush as it used to. You know, the thing you got to remember is that this thing was, it didn't even have bolts in the, or torsion bar bolts in. So she was, I mean, she was riding plush. And it's, you know, still an independent front suspension. It still rides better than my wife's 6-speed Cummins. So there's that, but it is a little, I don't want to say bouncier, but it's a little bit bumpier. Like, you guys can see, I can see some of the shaking in the camera, like, because they have sideways, or, you know, perpendicular grooves in this road. It's not the greatest road, but it's not the worst road either. But I know if I had shocks that weren't completely effed and stretched, I'd be fine. So just something to keep in mind. I will say this too, though. The truck still rides smooth enough where I speed. You know, we're on a 55-mile-an-hour road, and I still find myself creeping 65, 70. Like, I just had to slow down. So it's not as smooth as it was, but the truck is still smooth. You know, if you've ever driven, you know, my LB7s, my 5-speed Duramaxes, they, well, I mean, Lola doesn't count. You can flow like a butterfly and sting like a beamer in that thing. But like Leah, my 03 LT, my plow truck, I usually find myself doing about 60 in that thing with the 5-speed, because you can start hearing it, you know, start to come up on the RPM. This thing, the LBZs and the LMM, my 6-speed trucks, that thing gets me in trouble. Or those things get me in trouble because they're so smooth. So it's still smooth enough leveled where I'm still speeding. So, and I've done plenty of towing with it already, and I've done plenty of highway driving on it. I mean, there were 4 or 5 days there that I was going from where I live up to Lowell, Michigan, which is adjacent to Grand Rapids. You know, and it was about an hour and 15 drive one way. So I had miles where I wasn't towing, and then I had those miles where I was towing the trailer. So, and I still got no complaints. You know, it still rides and drives and does everything like it should. But if I'm being completely honest with you guys, it could be part of a placebo effect, because the truck now builds heat, because I did thermostats, so I didn't have that before. And the tires don't rub when I go to turn left and right, which it rubbed really, really bad. So there's that too. And the day that I'm shooting this is actually the day before Thanksgiving, so hopefully you guys get some time to spend time with your family and do all that fun stuff. It's currently 50 degrees here. I got the old sunroof flex going. But she's riding, it's riding pretty good. I don't think camera's really going to do it justice, but I would give it a 7 out of 10. She was 10 out of 10 before. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's not back up to my standard, which, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be, oh, it's a truck, you know, it's supposed to ride. Yeah, it's a truck, it's supposed to ride like that, but when it didn't ride like that from the factory, and this is my nicest, most luxurious truck, which, I mean, it's LTZ. I have a truck of this caliber, and I make sure all my trucks are loaded because we do a lot of traveling with them. You know, I have those creature comforts for a reason. You know, if I want to ride in a lumber wagon, I'll just, you know, I'll grab Sally again, her 6-speed Cummins. You know, she doesn't ride terrible, but she doesn't ride as good as an IFS Duramax. This will be a good one here. We got a pretty rough road ahead of us. And it's, well, here, I'll show you. It's pretty splotchy and shitty, so put you back up here. And we're gonna carry 60 on it. And 6th gear, there's 60. Actually, we'll do 65. I'm not even dodging to try to miss the shit. Normally I'm all over the road because I want to miss it, but now that I'm kind of putting myself on blast here, really not bad. You know, it might just ride a little bit better than a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It might be a little bit better. We'll put shocks on this thing next year and she'll be back up to snuff. Guaranteed. So we're reaching the end of our road here. Really, it's not too terrible. So the next big thing that people are worried about is, or just, which I was too, you know, independent front suspension. Yeah, it's cool that you can lift it and lower it like that, but you know, it messes with your CV angles up front. So let's get this thing home, and we'll take a closer look at those angles. They're really not terrible. Really, it isn't any worse than Leah, my plow truck, and I don't have these bolts aren't ran all the way in, and neither is Leah. I'll shut up and I'll show you guys. So I'll catch up with you guys at the house. Man, you look good. Got my Trap Queen sitting here. All right, so real quick, so Leah, I haven't done anything with her torsion bars. She's a plow truck. She's got Timberlands underneath there, and she still has plenty of bolt left to go. These are, like I said, these aren't maxed out either, and they're not terribly done. Or they you know, those angles are not bad. They're not bad at all. I've had well, actually, perfect example. My OBS GMC back when it was a 6.5, before I put it on the Duramax chassis. Which, for those of you guys that don't know, 94 GMC, 01 chassis, 07 LBZ drivetrain, but that's for another day. But when I had the torsion bars cranked on that thing, those, I was going through freaking, what the hell are those goddamn things called? Come on, brain, CV axles. I was going through those sumbitches like, who done it? And the truck would wander. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. She's good. She doesn't quite ride like my Trap Queen, but it rides pretty damn good. And I've had the thing in 4-wheel drive. It doesn't wander. It's not, you know, bouncing down the road like this, like I've had OBS trucks do and previous shit boxes in my day. Is that affecting my? I can't tell. My lens is dirty, so if this affects the, I can't tell if it's affecting it or not. And I'm going to apologize for the wind noise, just in case if there is any. But really, actually, I should do it off this truck. That way you can see the one we are talking about. But anyway, guys, it's not bad. I give it a very conservative, or not conservative, I give it a very liberal 7 out of 10. Honestly, it could be an 8.5. Fresh shocks, this thing's going to be riding back the way that it should. So if you guys are going to do a level on your truck, make sure you guys get the shocks that go with it. Quick rundown, when I did this one, I put 2.5-inch blocks in the rear, and I took the front end up about 1 3/4 to 2 inches. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 inches. And I did that on purpose because I wanted the truck to have that raking effect. That way when you guys that are familiar with my channel, you know, we're towing, you know, we have our competition trucks in here, so these trucks see the gooseneck. So I want them to level out while that we're towing. Well, Ray, you can get airbags. Well, I plan to, but not, whatever. Honestly, I like my trucks to have that raking effect too. Some of you guys think it's a good idea to squat your truck, so I don't want to hear it. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I've been riding on this thing for probably, I want to say 2 weeks now, and I've got almost 800 miles on it. So majority of that being highway, a lot of back roads too. I got no complaints, guys. So hope this helped answer some of your guys' question. Obviously, if you have more, you know, leave a comment down below, you know, or shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's somewhere in here. And again, I really hope this helps. So take care, God bless, be good to one another, guys. And until next time, be good to one another. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.